My name is Arthur Seltzer, and I live at 1920 Frontage Road, Building 2 of the Grand Apartments. I'm a World War II veteran, and I served overseas during the war, which I'll tell you about.
Okay, do you want to start telling us your pre-war history, where you're from, and how you got into the service?
I graduated from Olney High School in 1942, and I was at the University of Pittsburgh. I had spent 1 year when I was drafted into the Army in February of 1943. I took my basic training with the 99th Infantry Division in Camp Van Dorn, Mississippi. After I took my basic training, I was sent to a school in Baltimore, Maryland, where I learned to operate a radio, which at that time was all new, which was telephone, teletype, and pictures without wire. And you know what we have now, we have cell phones. I was then sent back to the 99th Signal Company of the 99th Infantry Division, and upon arriving there I spent a couple of days, and then I was transferred to Camp Polk, Louisiana, and I was assigned to the 4th Armored Signal Battalion, and that's the unit I went overseas with. I went overseas on March the 31st, 1944, and I went over on the Queen Elizabeth. Crossed the Atlantic in 5 days. We landed in Glasgow, Scotland, boarded trains, and went down from Glasgow, Scotland into England. I was stationed at a little town in England, where we still took our basic training, and also where we were issued all the equipment for the invasion of France, which naturally was going to be called D-Day. And there's where I received my vehicle loaded with all my radio equipment that I learned to operate when I went to school. We arrived in Portsmouth on June the 1st, 1944. And naturally, the D-Day was supposed to be on June the 5th, but due to weather conditions, rain and so forth, they postponed it, and finally General Eisenhower made the decision he could not wait any longer, and we went on June the 6th. I was assigned at that time to the 29th Infantry Division. All the people who were in the 4th Armored were all specialists. We did not operate as a signal battalion. We were assigned to various units who needed our various specialties that we all had. As I said before, I was attached to the 29th Infantry Division, which was going to land on Omaha Beach in the second wave.
So did the guys that you were going in with, did you know them?
I didn't know any of them. The gentlemen from the 29th Infantry Division naturally knew each other. They took all the training together. But I was assigned to them.